Hey, what's going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raiders underscore 1995 back at y'all again, man. You know, I've been, excited. I got a job interview tomorrow, so wish me luck on that. So hopefully I don't have to stay at the house all day. I'm trying to get me some money and all that type of stuff. But anyway, for the reason why y'all clicked on this video. Now, there's been 4 guys that have been talked about to come into the Raiders in the draft. And I understand there's a lot more people that's been rumored to come to Oakland in the draft, but I'm just going to focus on the main 4 people who've been talked about and talked about and talked about in the draft. So it's not a guarantee that any of these 4 people could come, but hey, I'm just going to talk about it and give my opinions on it. Who should I start with? Let's start with what the fuck is this dude's name? Javon or Javian, I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Javian Clowney. Out of South Carolina, the defensive end. As everybody knows, the Raiders need a pass rusher. Especially the way how our defense played. And people have rumored that maybe Javon... I'm just going to call the nigga Clowney, I'm sorry. Man, maybe that Clowney should come over to the team. And I'm going to talk about, the pros and cons of Clowney and if it would be a good move for us. Now, first off, let me talk about the things I like about Clowney. Dude is 6'6", 240, is it 49 or I might be wrong, 76 pounds or something like that. Dude is a freak of nature. The way he pushes people and just his size and his speed and his burst off the line. It's incredible. I saw his highlights. I was madly impressed. He had a lot of sacks. He could get after the quarterback. I mean, the dude is a monster. I look at him and I was like, damn. I would like if we could, slide, Lamar Houston back at defensive tackle, which he was playing his rookie season, but then he had to get moved all around, so he's played all over the defensive line, and put Clowney right there and have some pass rush because we're going to have to get to Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Alex Smith. Dude is absolute monster. I would not be mad if we got him. But there's some shit that scares me about Clowney, man. His maturity, of course, as we all know. His attitude about how he should be, taken number 1 overall, and how, just some things in his maturity. And the number 1 shit that scared me was his work ethic. People have been talking about he has very poor work ethic. Sorry that I'm slurring right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I just woke up. And that shit scares me, dude, because it's like, if there's a player that doesn't want to work consistently and every day, and you bring him to Oakland, where there's not a lot of talent on the team, I could tell that's a bad move already. I could tell some shit is going to go down. This motherfucker isn't going to feel like playing. And we did this before with Jamarcus Russell. Motherfucker had no work ethic either. Went from like 230-something pounds to becoming a 300-pound quarterback. I guarantee that nigga wasn't working out. He was just partying like a Raider John said. Like, this nigga would just go to parties and all that. Barely will fucking practice. And look where that got us. Now, there have been some players that come in the draft with poor work ethic. I'm sorry, I'm getting pissed off like that. And they come out good. Derek Thomas, the number 58, who used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs, which died. People said this motherfucker would bullshit at practice. He wouldn't take it seriously. He would just, he wouldn't work really hard, and his coaches would get pissed off at him. But when it came to game time, this nigga was a fucking monster and a beast. Could Clowney do that? I don't know. Now I'm going to talk about, who else should I talk about? I'm just going to talk about Manziel real quick. All right. Manziel, Johnny Football. That motherfucker. I've looked at his highlights. I have been very impressed. People want to compare him to a Russell Wilson because of his size and how he moves around the pocket, how he could run and he could throw. No, I've seen the highlights and I've been mad impressed, mad impressed. Just just how he runs and how he throws the ball and his decision making. Looks like a very good dude. I would not be mad again if Johnny Manziel came to the team, and you already know how I am. I don't want to draft a quarterback, but I would not be mad if we took Johnny Manziel. Hopefully that would spark up the offense and the offense could get clicking. But then there are some shits that scare me about Johnny Manziel too. Character issues. And once again, when you just bring work ethic, I'm sorry, man, and you bring in character issues to Oakland, that's already a problem because the team is bad. So how's he gonna act when his team is losing or we getting blown out? I hope we don't get blown out. But how's he gonna act like? People have said he's spoiled. He always wants the ball. That type of shit. I don't like that either. That reminds me of a Terrell Owens or a Chad Ochocinco only at the quarterback position. And look how those motherfuckers got far in their career. Even though T.O. might be a Hall of Famer, but Chad Ochocinco, he's done. Or is it Chad Johnson? Who gives a fuck about that nigga? Anyway, you know, and people want to bring up the size, which I've told people before again and again. I don't give a fuck. People can talk about his size and say I don't know about his size. I don't give a fuck. Russell Wilson is 5'11", won a fucking Super Bowl. And same thing when I was talking about Matt McGloin, and somebody comment down there, oh, he's 6'1", he's too short. Drew Brees is 6'1", and is a dominant fucking passer. Future Hall of Famer, and the dude's 6'1". Johnny Manziel is 6 feet. So I don't want to hear that, too short, can't play, he's too short bullshit. I don't give a fuck about that. The motherfucker looks like he could play. But, again, can he do this in the NFL level? Because he's he's a quarterback who looks to run a lot instead of pass. And we've had that type of quarterback before with Terrell Pryor. And look how that turned out. Even though he wasn't given a fair shot, we all know how that turned out. Not really in the favor. So, I don't know. If we're going to take him, I don't know if Dennis Allen is going to take him because we all know that motherfucker don't like scrambling quarterbacks. But, hopefully, with all this going on, it works out in the end. You also got another quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater. Now, I know I told y'all about Teddy Bridgewater, and I told y'all I'm not all that sold on him. But even though I'm not all that sold on him, I'm going to give him his credit. The dude, I think in 2013, completed 70% of his passes, which is amazing. That's Drew Brees type completion, 70% of your passes. He's a good decision maker when he sees that there's not a receiver. He doesn't try to throw it in to tight motherfuckers in coverage. He'll throw the ball out, which not a lot of quarterbacks do. They'll throw the ball away instead of, trying to just gun it in there and hope to God that it goes in. So I like that about him. He has accuracy, He can throw on the run, like Manziel. Pretty good quarterback as well. Now the thing about him is they've talked about his deep ball. It's not very that good. It's not good. Doesn't have good deep ball when throwing the ball. Kind of scares me because we got people like Denarius Moore that like to just run down the field. And Andre Holmes, he's going to, try to jump up there and try to get it. But then again, I would not be disappointed if we got Teddy Bridgewater. It is what it is. I don't want to draft a quarterback, but if we get him, I'm not going to be mad at him. I don't like Teddy Bridgewater because he didn't want to throw at the combine and he didn't run the 40s. And he basically didn't do a lot of the drills, so his stock has been going down and down. To me, that's a little red flag already, but like I said, hopefully his pro day comes out solid. Hopefully he gets better. And the final person that's talked about with the Raiders is Sammy Watkins, wide receiver out of Clemson. Looked at highlights at this dude, highly impressed on this motherfucker. Hopefully, I wouldn't be mad if we got him either. I wouldn't get mad if we got any of these 4 people that are rumored to come into Oakland. As long as they do their job. Sammy Watkins, this motherfucker makes unbelievable catches. He has speed, good hands, and he loves to run block. And not a lot of receivers like to do that shit. They basically bullshit tap. Like basically this motherfucker grabs and and takes advantage of these motherfuckers, and I like that. Shoot, we gonna need somebody run blocking for Rashad Jennings, Murray, and Sheets. Very good player. With him, maturity issues. Again, almost everybody got maturity issues except for Bridgewater. Maturity issues. Got in trouble with the law with marijuana. I think it was last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was last year. Something about weed. I don't like when troubled players come to Oakland because you're just begging, for fucking trouble. You're begging for the team to go down. But hopefully he cuts this shit out. And he does not jump really high when when the ball's up in the air. He doesn't jump high up in the air like a Denarius Moore or Andre Holmes. So that kind of scares me. But other than that, I like this motherfucker. I think he could be good with our receiving core with Andre Holmes, Rod Streeter, Denarius Moore. I think you put him in there. I think it could work out. Hopefully we need that number one receiver because Oakland, we have receivers, but we don't have a true number one guy. Like, we got the Andre Holmes, we got the Denarius Moore, we got the Rod Streeter, but we still don't have that true number one receiver. Could Sammy be the guy? I hope so, man. I really hope so, and I'm gonna be looking forward to the draft. Now, all my friends and everybody on YouTube has asked me, who do you think we're gonna draft? And this is just my opinion, who I think we're probably going to draft. I look at it like this. Now, people have asked me, do you think we're going to take Manziel? In my personal opinion, I don't think Manziel will be up there by the time we're about to draft. 3 of the 4 picks ahead of us need a quarterback. The Texans, the Jaguars, and the Cleveland Browns. And the Cleveland Browns are the number one team that keep talking about Johnny Manziel, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Manziel. They keep bringing up the motherfucker. So something tells me Johnny Manziel might be going to Cleveland. And if that happens, I don't think we should get pissed off or try to trade to get this motherfucker. Because remember, we've traded to get quarterbacks before. Carson Palmer was there for 2 years and that was it. And Matt Flynn. Look how those turned out. I'm not saying it's going to turn out like that. It's just I don't think we should be trading to get Manziel. I think we need every pick we need in this draft. There's a lot of good players, man. Manziel's not the only motherfucker that can play. If we don't get him, then oh well. Find somebody else to go to. Bridgewater, I think, will be taken by the Texans or the Jaguars. I don't know. Reason why I'm saying Texans is because people keep talking about Clowney, but the thing is, the Texans defense is a 3-4 defense, and Clowney is in a 4-3 defense. Are they willing to make that big change to, put him in the system and he's going to have to stand up instead of being down? Or are they going to take that risk? I don't know. I don't think they are. But I think Bridgewater will be gone. Manziel will be gone, and I think Clowney will be gone. If Texans want to take that big risk, like I said, he's going to have to change his system, or he's going to have to teach him how to play the 3-4. Will it happen? I don't know. Maybe the Jaguars will take him. I don't know. The only person, in my opinion, I see who will still be up there is Sammy Watkins. That's the person I think who will be coming to Oakland. Like I said, I could be wrong. I'm usually wrong with my draft predictions. So don't think I'm hating on any of these. I would love for any of these 4 to come on the team. I wouldn't even care. I would love for all 4 of these people to come down. It's just, I hope they keep it up and progress and not go down or become a bust. But I think it's going to be Sammy Watkins. Now, I do say this. If the first 4 picks, if they take Watkins, Manziel, Clowney, and Bridgewater, I think we should trade then. But other than that, I think we're good with our picks. There's plenty of players in the draft. And this is just my prediction for the first and second round. I think this is what's going to happen. This is just me. I don't know how the thing's going to change out later on. But I think we're probably going to take Sammy Watkins with the 5th pick. Then in the 2nd round pick, we take Taj Boyd, which is the quarterback who's been throwing to Sammy Watkins. And there have been rumors about Reggie McKenzie looking at him and talking to Boyd. So that would be good to get the quarterback and the receiver from the both teams. Will it happen? I don't know. It's just my little prediction. I think that's probably going to be the 1st and 2nd round picks as of right now. It probably will change up later in April or March or whatever. Hey, man, but hey, thanks for the time. For just me, talking to the camera. Like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, my bad. Subscribe. I don't know why the fuck I'm slurring in the morning. Subscribe to the channel, Raiders_1995. If y'all don't know, follow me on Instagram at Raiders_95 because somebody already took 95, but I'm not going to get into that. And, thank y'all, man. I love doing the videos. Thank you for the feedback and the comments and everything. I really appreciate it, man. And I will be doing more videos in March when free agency is available. All right, peace out, Raider Nation. I'm gone. And Raider Nation.